This is precisely why nomadic pastoral societies are particularly masculinizing in their rights and values, and particularly usually unfavorable, quite unfavorable to women. So it is even quite clear that in the last 3 to 4 millennia, in many European and Middle Eastern societies, there has been a valorization of male deities in increasingly pastoral and consequently increasingly patriarchal societies. It is interesting to look at the case of ancient Greece, just as an example, where all the oracular and salutary sanctuaries were originally dedicated to Mother Earth, and only after the invasion of the Indo-Europeans, a patriarchal society more focused on a nomadic life with their cattle and celestial religion, did they come under the power of a male god, or male gods began to gain more emphasis. In fact, even though they were polytheistic societies, there was always a life-giving father god in these nomadic pastoral societies who came to replace the religions more focused on agriculture and a mother goddess. But we must also take into account that the secular identification of women with the fields, the soils that are sown and produce, will not by itself lead to the discrediting of the feminine, right? The earth, the mother, the goddess will maintain the feminine as a potential and actualization of fertility. But progressively it takes, let's say, a back seat and seems to be only useful as a fertilizing element, and the masculine becomes the one that gives life and implements life in the womb that will generate and nourish it. Hence, these ancient patriarchal societies still maintain many goddesses and their importance as a principle of fertility, and clearly some goddesses continue to exist in cults that continue to proceed from older religions more focused on the earth, but the masculine figure now comes to govern all life, to dictate the law and morals and values. There is a greater focus on a masculine entity that generates life, a greater focus on a father. The mother, on the other hand, becomes only the wife of the father god, and progressively the mythologies will develop more around the gods and not so much around the goddesses.